Alright, it's the next day. It's a little sunnier today, as you can tell. And I've got the lines pulled on the fence now, all 4 wires. Now I'm going to tighten up the ratchets on this side, and then I'm going to go to the other end and really pull it tight. So let's do it. So what I'm going to use to tighten these ratchets is this wrench that's made specifically for it. Put it on there and you just kind of crank it down. So I'll bring you up closer so you can see how it works. Okay, so what you do is you take the ratchet, you put on, it's got this little cleat that goes around the lugs here, and then you just kind of crank it a little bit. I'm going to put, it doesn't need much, you just need to make sure it's on there, so I'm going to just make sure it has 1 or 2 twists. In the wire. That should be good, because that's not coming out of there. Do the same thing for this one. See if I can bend this down a little bit. Okay. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now we can go to the other end and really put the tight on it. Now down here, where this is up against the post, I've got these little deals, and what they do is they put your wire in it here, and they will go against the post. I guess you could do either one, I guess it matters. And then you put this little pin in there, and then you can nail that to the post to keep it from touching. And I'll do the same here. Like that, and then that nails to the post, and it keeps the wire off the post. Alright, so now I'm down on the far end, and I'm going to grab each one of these and pull them, put some tension on them. I'll pull them as much as I can by hand, and then if I need to, I'll take the come along and pull on them. me go and see how tight it looks. Then I'll know if I need to pull on some more. Okay, that looks pretty good. Obviously, it doesn't have to be banjo tight. It just needs to be where it stays up, and cows should not get against it because they'll get a nice zap. So let me go ahead and cut these ends off, and I'll ratchet it up a little bit. Okay. Now let's see if we can tighten them each up a little bit. What's going on there? Alright. Seems good. Let's just go walk the fence line, or drive it rather, and just see how it feels, or how it looks. Looks pretty good. From here, at least. Corner looks good. Looks pretty good. It's not hanging down anywhere that I can see. Looks pretty good. A little low to the ground here. But we can try to fix that, I guess. Okay, so now that everything is tensioned and ready to go. What I'm going to do, I've got my ground rod. I'm going to drive a ground rod in here. Now obviously if you're doing this someplace close to utilities, you have to call and have the utilities come out and mark where something is. But I'm in the middle of a pasture, so I know there's nothing out here that I can hit with this ground rod. But if any doubt, call the marking services and have them come out and check. I'm going to put the ground rod in, and then I'll hook up the solar power unit and basically flip the switch, and we'll be ready to go. But I do have to connect the rungs together. Here's my ground rod. It's a little long, so obviously I can't pound that. I brought a ladder. And when you know it, I stuck it in the ground upside down. There's a pointy end there. Okay, that should be good. You may be able to hear my neighbor. He's cutting hay right on the other side of the tree line here. That's what that noise is, the tractor. Place. So what I did there was just nail those two black insulators that I showed you before in with some nails. Now what I'm going to do is take these line clamps and this insulated wire and just loop from wire to wire, connect everything together. Okay, I'm giving up on that insulated wire. I'm going to just connect these together with a good old piece of wire. All it needs. Okay, well I got everything tied together now. Now all I need is a little juice, I guess. And here's my Gallagher box. Let's move up a little closer. Okay, so here's my Gallagher solar power fence charger and energizer. And if you didn't see, I did an unboxing and a review on this, so check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. And really all you have to do is connect up your hot lead here on the red post, and then the ground is right here, so it just slides onto the grounding rod. Okay. Now east is that way, so I'm gonna go ahead and face it this way because most of the sun comes around here. And then you just clip this bad boy on here, it says, and then we should be ready to energize. Okay, it's clicking. Now who wants to touch it and see if it's working? I think I'll go get my meter and see. A little worried about the dogs. They go in and out and under the fence all the time, but I think they got enough fur. Man, I don't know what he's doing with the tractor over there. Sounds like he's doing a tractor pull. I don't know, but so it's energized. Let me show you. should be able to see it flashing. That means it's pulsing, and like I said, I'll go get my meter and check it just to make sure everything's okay. So there you have it. We installed an electric fence around this 4 acres of land here for the cows, and what I'll do is go and open that gate right there and let them up in here and see if they come up in and enjoy some of this fresh grass. Thanks for watching, guys. After I wired the fence initially, that's Bandit and Jenny saying good morning to each other. So after I initially wired the fence yesterday, connecting all 4 of the strands together and then just letting it be grounded by the grounding rod, I looked online a little bit and did some reading. And remember, this is my first electric fence, so I'm learning here. A lot of people did not energize this second to the bottom wire, and what they would do is they would ground that wire so that in case the earth or the ground is really dry, when the animal walked up to it and touched the fence, potentially there would not be enough grounding between the animal and the earth to administer the shock needed to get them off the fence. So what they recommended doing was to ground this wire here so that if an animal got against the fence, they would have a good ground between the fence and the ground. So what I did was came back and I did use the black insulated wire, and I connected with the lugs these top 2 wires together. Then I came down and I skipped this second to the bottom wire and connected to the bottom. So there's 3 wires energized, and then I took this wire that's next to the last and I brought it down to the ground lug so that that wire is grounded, and if the animals get against the fence and touch this next to the bottom one in there, they would get a good shock because there'd be a good ground. And even though no one said, I'm assuming they do this next to the bottom one because obviously the animals graze, and you can see the cows are already in here. They've discovered the new grass and they're loving it. So I'm assuming when the animals graze, their head is down low, and if they bring it over and push against the wire, obviously they're going to touch the bottom 2 wires before they touch the top, because they're not really going to reach over the fence to get to anything. There's really nothing for them to reach over. So they're going to be down low grazing, and that's logically why you would want to have that next to the bottom wire energized or grounded so that they will get a nice zap if they touch that. So everything's wired up now. It's working. The cows are in there, and Bandit, our little donkey, and Jenny is up in our chicken coop area, another little small pen there, because as I've shown you in the past videos, she's about to fold. So we're hoping she'll go ahead and do that soon. Here's the Gallagher fence. You see it, the green light flashing. I've got it pointed toward the morning sun, which is kind of right there. You can see it coming up. I guess I could twist it around a little bit, but depending on the season, the sun comes this way and over and sets this way. Okay, thanks for joining us. And again, if this video was helpful, press that like button. We really do appreciate it. And remember to subscribe to keep up to date with all of our videos, and ring that bell notification so that when we post a new video, you will be notified.